Guys, I'm here with Steven, Director of Marketing for Nocturn Industries, and I have what I think is one of the coolest products that I've seen so far. And I'll tell you just why, to me, this is such a cool product. This is a pair of quad tubes. So you got 4 different night vision optics inside, and I'll let Steven give you some of the details, but when I first got into night vision, I purchased, I did get some PVS 14s at first, but then I got a pair of dual tubes in DT and VSs for about 12 grand. And it seemed expensive, but it seemed worth it at the time. These are coming in at about 15 grand. Now they're not out yet, but that's what I'm hearing is the target price, and that is remarkable for a pair of quad tubes. Because currently, there really isn't an option for civilians on the market to get quad tubes and then to get it at a price that is just beyond your standard pair of dual tubes is quite remarkable. So that's kind of what I'm seeing. Steven, tell me a little bit more about it.
Yeah, normally, GPMV G18s are probably the most popular quads. The price is around $40,000. If you're lucky, you can get it 32, 36, something like that. We have all the same features. We actually have our own rear lens that has basically what I would call seamless. We have a better eye box, so your eye relief is a lot better if you have to get it away from your face for goggles or anything like that. So these are actually the lenses that we're going to be using, and they've come out phenomenal. That's why the development took so long, was because of these lenses. But yeah, the price point is going to be $8,500 for the housing alone. You have some flexibility for price when it comes to the objectives that you're using. This is going to use PVS 14 objectives, so you can do RPO, mil-spec, whatever it is. You have some control over price when it comes to the tubes you're using as well. So it'll take any standard 18 millimeter tubes. You could do 16 mil re-sleeved. If you want to get some photonist or something in there, your price is going to be a lot lower for a full build. But relatively around like $15,000 will be your starting out the door price, which is pretty phenomenal when you consider the price of other quads.
I think a lot of people don't necessarily realize that night vision is one of those things, kind of like AR-15s, that you can put together yourself. There's a whole sub-community of builders for night vision, and you can contract some of the larger companies to do it for you, or tinkerers will just do it themselves as well, buy the housings, buy the optics separately, put it all together. There's some technical expertise required, but that is an option if you're getting into night vision.
And we always offer, anything on the website that you can find that we have in stock, you can buy from us, and we'll do the build free of charge. And if we don't have something listed on the website that you're looking for, you can always contact us to source tubes for you. Lenses are pretty easy, but if you want to get into like L-bit tubes and we don't have them listed, we can always source them, and then we do the build and collimation and purge free of charge in-house.
Fantastic. One thing I want to show you guys is these articulate individually.
They sure
to
do.
my knowledge, this is the first of its kind, or the only of its kind, right?
It is, yes.
Yeah, so your standard quad tubes do not do this. So again, this is quite remarkable, fantastic. This allows you to stow it closer to your head, so you don't have quite as much weight hanging out. It'll be more streamlined for if you're riding in a car, but also it'll be a little bit less tension on your neck as well. So that's
makes
a cool
big
feature.
difference.
Yeah.
The weight distribution is insane. I could put a helmet on you right now if you wanted to. You usually see guys with their eyebrows kind of pushed down in your normal configuration, which would be your fixed bridge. Once you fold that back, it distributes the weight a lot more evenly. Your center of gravity is pulled back, so you just see the eyebrows lift up, and people have a grin, and then right after the grin, you see SF guys that are like a little bit depressed because like, I've been running these for so many years and nobody's ever thought to fold them back for me, and it makes a big difference. So we actually hold a patent on that now.
That's awesome.
So we're the patent holders of the folding panoramic bridge.
A well-balanced helmet setup is essential, and it's a game changer. I've known a lot of people that complained about their necks being strained after wearing night vision for a long time, but I've worn some pretty heavy setups, just objectively heavy helmet setups, and really experienced no discomfort after hours of wearing it because I had it counterbalanced correctly and I had something that could articulate and stay close to my head. So tell us about this mount.
Yeah, so this is the Alpha mount. There's a lot of hype over this. So this is going to have all the same functionality as like a G24 and Rotos mount, whatever it is. You have your horizontal sled, your vertical adjustments. You'll have a cant lever that'll let you adjust your tilt. But what this has that a lot of other mount, actually no other mount has, is a ball detent in here. So if you're familiar with running a G24, usually you'll end up, after a good amount of use, you'll end up having a little bit of slop where your horizontal sled will bounce around.
Right.
So this ball detent actually locks you in place in your up position and your down position. And if you want to play with that, you'll see that that thing is solid.
Yeah, no, that's solid. I also noticed that you've got some kind of rubber here.
Yeah, so a lot
I imagine
of guys,
that takes some of the slop out as well.
Of course, a lot of guys will try and get duct tape or something behind there. These are actually removable.
Okay.
So if you want more cushion, depending on whatever shroud or helmet you're using, tolerances change. So if you want something that's tight, you can keep that rubber grommet in there. If you want to take that out because you have a tight shroud, you can. It's user configurable.
Yeah. And it operates with a button similar to the Wilcox. It's not a forced to overcome.
Yeah, we will have a forced to overcome version that won't have the lockout button, as I've been told. You know, things change throughout the year, but right now we're looking at starting with the lockout button and then doing just a forced to overcome with the ball detent.
Perfect.
But yeah, standard dovetail, standard shroud, lockout mechanism if you want to set it to, or sorry, breakaway mechanism if you want to set it to breakaway, or you can lock it in with that.
Very cool.
Yep, and then the weight is the big selling point. The weight of this is 60% lighter than a G24, which is pretty impressive. I think we're coming in at like 79 grams versus 165 or 180, depending on the mount you're looking at.
So I run a G24, and it is a fantastic mount. It's pricey. It's like over $400. This is also about the same price, right? So
yeah, we're looking at 450 to 480, I think, for release. Right now, it's listed on the website, I believe, for 480. It hasn't been commercially released yet. We just have a waiting list on the website if people want to get in line. But right now, I think we're looking at 480, something like that.
And that price tag does hurt, but I have found it to be worth it. It is the Wilcox is an excellent mount, and if this is on par with that and just 60% lighter, this looks like a pretty fantastic value. So yeah. All right, anything else, Stephen?
I think that covers everything when it comes to the mount and the Chimera. If you wanted to get in any of our other products, we have monoculars coming out that are modular, power supplies that are not over-engineered. It's just a cap that you can swap out, so you have your onboard power and your external power at the same time. You can change out your battery. We have, you know, lots of stuff back here that's coming out if you wanted to check it out. So
it's good stuff here. If you're at SHOT Show, come check out Nocturn Industries. And Stephen, thank you very much.
Nice meeting you.
All right.